Once there lived a wise old farmer in a far-off village in ancient China. He was known for his wisdom and good nature throughout the countryside. The farmer had a way of looking at life that was both unique and inspiring. No matter what challenges or surprises came his way, he faced them with a positive spirit and a calm heart. His ability to remain optimistic, even during the toughest of times, was something that inspired all who knew him. People would come from neighboring villages just to seek his counsel, or simply to bask in the peaceful aura that seemed to surround him. He owned a beautiful horse that he loved dearly. He had raised the horse from the birth and therefore had a great attachment towards him. One day, something unexpected happened. The farmer's beloved horse somehow managed to escape from its stable and vanished into the countryside. Word of the horse's disappearance spread quickly through the village, and soon a crowd of concerned villagers gathered at the farmer's doorstep. They came with worried looks, all echoing the same sentiment. "What terrible luck that your beautiful horse has escaped." The farmer, who was sipping tea, looked up and responded calmly, "Maybe good, maybe bad, who can say?" This simple statement, so calm and unexpected, left the villagers puzzled. They had expected the farmer to be upset, maybe even panicked, but here he was, as tranquil as ever, embodying the Buddhist teaching of equanimity, the ability to maintain calm and even mind in all situations. A week after the horse had disappeared, something remarkable happened. Early in the morning, as the sun painted the sky with hues of orange and pink, the farmer's horse returned. But it wasn't alone. To everyone's amazement, it brought with it a dozen wild horses. The news spread like wildfire, and soon the villagers gathered at the farmer's house again, their eyes wide with wonder. "You were right," they exclaimed in unison, their voices filled with excitement. "Your loss turned into a blessing. What great luck you have now with all these horses." The farmer, who was in the field with the new horses, paused to look at his neighbors. With the same quiet voice and peaceful expression, he said, "Maybe good, maybe bad, who can say?" echoing the Buddhist insight about impermanence of conditions, which states that all conditions, whether good or bad, are transient. The villagers, who had initially rushed to celebrate what they saw as a stroke of good fortune, paused to consider the farmer's words. They began to understand that the farmer's wisdom was like a deep river, flowing with insights about the ever-changing nature of life. His calm acceptance of both the horse's disappearance and return was a lesson in embracing life's unpredictable nature with grace and calmness. In the days that followed the wild horses' arrival, the farmer's son took on the challenging task of training them. The wild horses, untamed and spirited, were not used to human touch or guidance. Each day, the son worked patiently, trying to gain their trust and teach them. However, one day the unexpected happened. While training, the son was thrown off one of the more spirited horses. He fell to the ground and broke his leg. The news of this accident quickly reached the ears of the villagers. Concerned and empathetic, they once again gathered at the farmer's house, this time to offer their condolences. "Such bad luck, your only son injured," they said, their voices heavy with pity. "This is a terrible turn of events." They couldn't help but see the situation as a great misfortune, especially considering the son's crucial role in helping his father with the farm. The farmer, while tending to his son's broken leg, responded in a manner that had now become familiar to the villagers. With a calm and measured tone, he said, "Maybe good, maybe bad. Who can say?" As before, the villagers left the farmer's place puzzled and inspired by his equanimity and resilience. As time passed, a war erupted, engulfing the whole of China. One day, the army arrived in the village with a mission to enroll young men to fight in the war. It was a time of fear and uncertainty, as families worried about the fate of their sons. When the soldiers came to the farmer's house, they found his son with a broken leg, still recovering from his accident with the horse. After a brief assessment, they deemed him unfit for service and moved on to the next household. Word of this spread quickly among the villagers, who once again gathered at the farmer's home, this time with a sense of relief. "How fortunate that your son's injury saved him from the war," they exclaimed. The farmer, who was watching the soldiers leave his doorstep, responded in his usual thoughtful manner. "Maybe good, maybe bad, who can say?" he said calmly, reflecting the ancient wisdom of not being swayed by fleeting highs or lows. recognizing that life is a tapestry of interwoven threads of joy and sorrow. This story teaches us the profound lesson of staying centered and composed, regardless of life's twists and turns. It speaks to the heart of ancient wisdom, reminding us that our perceptions of good and bad are subjective. The farmer's repeated response, "Maybe good, maybe bad, who can say," is a powerful mantra, inviting us to embrace life's unpredictability with patience, openness, and a deep understanding of the transient nature of all things.